Hey guys, it's Joette with BalloonCoach.com, and today is September 1st, 2022. Welcome to September. I'm super excited because two awesome things happened this month. One is my birthday tomorrow, but number two, this September is the birthday for BalloonCoach.com online training. So in September of 2015 was the first time I ever did a live webinar for the balloon industry. David Mahoney from Dallas, Texas, Balloons Every Day was my first speaker. Everybody wanted to see behind the scenes of $1 million balloon company. And he and I had become friends online and in person at training. And I was so delighted when he opened up his doors to everyone to see behind the scenes at his shop on our webinars. And that is what I have done for the last 7 years is I've been allowing you to go with me on the road throughout the United States as I did different tours of different people's businesses, from home base to storefronts to warehouses, and then also allowed you to go behind the scenes at different people's shops from around the world to help you learn from other people to take steps and take action to grow your thriving balloon business. I started in the balloon industry back in 2003. And when I started in the industry, there was not a bunch of online support and the things like we have today. Instead, it was a thing called Balloon HQ, Balloon Headquarters, and we could go on and we could have a profile similar to Facebook, and it was before Facebook existed. So yes, for those balloon people who are new to the industry in the last 5 years, back when I started in 2003, there was no Instagram, there was no Facebook. And so we actually would go physically to balloon training to meet people. And so what's been awesome is I took over an existing company. I purchased a local company and I brought it to my house. I let all the balloons invade my house. And then from there, I built a 600 square foot warehouse in my backyard to house the balloons. And then from there, in 2014, the end of that year, I was approached to sell my company to another local balloon professional. And I had worked together with him on some larger projects. And so I had been asked to teach in the industry ongoing. A lot of people had been asking for my time. And my husband said, if you're going to take that much time away from your balloon business and from our family, you've got to get paid for what you do. So BalloonCoach.com was born in 2015. It took some time for me to take some training and learn about tech. And in 2015, I launched the webinar. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a history and say thank you for supporting me. Following me on Instagram as Balloon Coach Joette. Follow me online in my groups for Balloon Business Startup if you're new in the industry, or Balloon Coach Community if you're established in the industry. For those of you who have purchased back when we had the Passport to Success program that's now become Balloon Boss Mastermind, where I provide ongoing support. And I am so blessed that every morning when I wake up, I get to do a job that I thoroughly enjoy and feel blessed to do. And that is, I get to help you, creative balloon professionals, take the next step in growing your business, helping you increase your confidence, your skills, and just cheering you on to say, yes, you can do it. And here's why I know you can make money as a balloon business owner is because I did it. I overcame a lot of fears and a lot of obstacles to run my business and to be in the balloon industry as my full-time income since 2003. So what I'm going to do tonight is help encourage you to take the next step and for you to identify some areas that you might be putting up roadblocks and helping you get out of your own way. So if that's what you're here for tonight, if you're looking for 5 ways to get out of your own way, to overcome your fears, then you're in the right place tonight. And this is my birthday gift to you for the support that BalloonCoach.com has had from the balloon industry over the last 7 years. I'm going to be giving away 7 free trainings in the month of September. So hold on. And at the end, I'll let you know when the next class is coming. Thank you guys so much for being here. All right, let's see if I can get my slides to advance. So I'm Joette Giardina. I'm from Lakeland, Florida, the previous owner of Party People, and now a mentor, motivator, and speaker as BalloonCoach.com. Every year I put on an annual event in Orlando called Balloon Boss Summit. And as much as I can, I travel around to do teaching in other states throughout the United States. to kind of have some fun during the summer with my husband, who's a teacher, and to be able to meet many of you. I'm also always open to have people come and hang out with me here in Florida in the 600 square foot warehouse that I built in my backyard. So you're always welcome to come and do that too if you'd like. All right, so as you come on tonight, if you're just getting on, I'd love for you to share your name and where you're joining us from. And then if you're new to doing the webinars with us, or if you have been in one of my other programs or seen me in one of my classes, I'd love to get to know a little bit about you. So the first thing we're going to do here is interactive. But I'd love for you to be honest, and I'd love for you to go into the chat. This isn't going to be seen by a billion people. It's between you and I. I won't say who the person is, but I'll say what some of the fears are, right? Is I want you to think of a time that a fear has stood in the way of you doing something, all right? So I want you to think of a time when fear has stood in the way of you doing something. And it might be like, hey, I know that I need to go out and go to a networking event. But in the midst of COVID, you may have a fear of being in crowds, okay? That's a legitimate fear. It might be that you are thinking, you know what, I want to go after a corporate account, but I'm afraid of failing. What if they say no, right? What if I don't do the job correctly? I'm afraid to look silly going to a networking event and talking about balloons. I don't know if people will take me seriously. You might be afraid about taking that next step and purchasing a van or purchasing a warehouse space or getting a certain amount of marketing materials because you're a fear of losing money. It could be that you're fearful of hearing the word no. It could be that you're fearful of being rejected, that maybe your friends or your family won't accept what you're doing as a balloon business owner, or that when you go out to a corporation or a referral partner and you tell them about what the services are that you offer, you may feel like they're just going to reject you and shun you. You may feel like your work is not good enough yet as a balloon artist, that you're not as good as you should be. You might be waiting on perfection to go and show the world what you're doing, or fill in the blank. There's 1,000 other things that often get in people's way. So I would love for you to share in the chat what one of those fears are that you have, because it's going to help me in speaking to you tonight and giving you examples that you can relate to. So one person has fear of taking the time to go full time with it and being able to make their household bills. That is a very valid fear. I get it. Fear of not being able to pay the mortgage. Great ones. Fear of not being good enough. A lot of people have that fear. Fear of losing money instead of making it. I get it. I've been there. And guys, as you're chatting with me, you can chat down and put the arrow where it's so everybody can see the answer if you don't mind other people seeing your answer, or if you just put it as a direct message that only I'm seeing it. Fear of failing. Fear of not being as good as others. You know what? That's something that I hear all the time, that people are like, man, I see such beautiful balloon decor online and I'm just not as good as some of those people. In today's society, it's way too easy to judge or prejudge that we're not as good as somebody else. Some people have a fear of crowds. Other people fear the responsibility that comes with their business or taking that next step. I'm full-time, but I'm not getting the business that I need. Understand, fearful of not getting the incoming clients that you need. Fear of wasting time pursuing something that ends in failure. Another person said all of the above. I agree with the fears of others here. Yeah. So guys, you're in the right place. Okay. So I want to let you know, I understand what it's like to be fearful. Sometimes people hear me speak or see me in a training and they think, man, Joette, you've had it all together and everything's always worked out great for you. And that is not true. All right. So I'm going to be real transparent for you and let you know that the reason I got into balloons is I was a social worker. I disliked my job because I was trying to get services for people with special needs. And when I was doing that, I worked with people that had learning impairments. And at the time, they were calling it Retarded Citizens Association for Retarded Citizens was one of the places I had worked at. And they, you would go in as a case manager and try to get people the services they needed to help them be more independent and to function well. And then you would get a big red sticker from the state saying denied. And I got very, very frustrated that I was in this box and I didn't have control. And I wanted to instead be in a business, have a career that brought sunshine and hope and joy to people. And I had found out about balloon decorating because I had sold party supplies online for a company called 1-800 Party Shop. And I'd had a downline. I got into training and learned about balloon decorating. And I was like, I'm hooked. This is amazing. I love this. And then I was very fortunate that during that time of being burnt out, a local balloon company that I used to hire to do events for me offered me their business. So I got to train with them for 2 months, purchase all their decor piece, the balloons, the inflators, their trailer, and they had closed their storefront when Party City had moved in, and their lease had doubled. And so I then took over the business, and they told me to stay at home, not have a retail store, and instead focus on deliveries. So that's where I came from. Okay. And the thing was, I was fearful of, oh my gosh, what am I getting into? I don't make balloons as well as they do. And how will I ever step into their shoes and do what their clients expect? And then I was fearful of the money. My husband's a teacher here in South Florida, and our Central Florida doesn't make a ton of money. And so I have to bring in half the income for our family for us to be able to keep the electricity on and the mortgage paid. And I was fearful of, are they going to take away our house, right? So bottom line is, I wanted to let you know that from the get-go, I had to overcome those fears and just take one step forward at a time. So I wanted to let you know things weren't just easy and rosy. I've had a lot of things that I'm going to teach you about throughout tonight. So the 5 steps that I'm going to talk to you about tonight to get out of your own way and to face and overcome your fears, they're going to sound kind of simple, but sometimes we stumble on a piece and we have to repeat the process, is a natural thing. So number 1 is, I want you to acknowledge and be aware of when you're putting up a roadblock. Okay. So we just talked about it. That's why I asked you, raise your hand. What are those roadblocks you have? Yeah, you've already done it. Step 1, you're done. You've already acknowledged what that thing is, right? So number 2 is to focus on the end results that you wish to accomplish and have a vision board. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then third thing is seek out training or support to improve your skills and confidence. There are so many resources for business owners around the world, online and in person, in your city and around the world, that you can get support in almost anything that you are having a deficit in. And we'll talk about that. And then number 4, do the thing you fear. Do the thing you fear. And you're going to find out that you survive, all is good, and that you are then, number 5, going to be able to evaluate how it went, learn from the process, and do it again and get better and bolder as you go. All right. So that is the major 5 steps. And now what I'm going to do is break them down for you and help you implement them in your life. Are you ready? Are you ready to actually take control of that fear and that naggingness that's in you and actually take a step forward? Because you have the power to do it. You just have to acknowledge it and then get the support and training and do it. All right. So you're acknowledging that roadblock, that big boulder. All right. So sometimes what can happen is, like in my family, when I told my dad that I was going to be a balloon business owner, my dad said, "What? People pay enough money for balloons that you can actually make a living off of that? I would never buy balloons that cost that much money." My dad was a captain for the airlines, but he did not understand why people would pay an amount of money that was profitable for me to be able to have a business. So sometimes people think, oh, you've got such a supporting family and all these people are cheering you on. No, my dad thought I was crazy. All right. So now I had to think, oh no, am I doing the wrong thing? Those voices in your head of, I'm not good enough. That's all there. You're going to fail. It's not going to work out. I had to overcome those roadblocks. So when you look at those roadblocks, you're going to take away their power when you acknowledge that they're there, you write them down, and then we're going to seek out some help, right? So you want to focus in on what you want the end goal for your business to be, so that when those roadblocks come up, you can picture it, you can see it of what you want your future to be, because we create our future one step, one decision, one action at a time. We create it, not everybody else around. It's not doomsday and everybody's doing things to us and our world's horrible. It's depending on how we react to the situation and how we choose to act, our mind, our body, our spirit, the way we move forward is going to create the vision we have for our future. So when you get really crystal clear on why do you have your balloon business, today I was speaking to someone that the reason they have their balloon business is they need to put about $700 a month in their pocket. $700 a month is what they need in their pocket to move forward. So great. Now we know the goal. Now we know that we needed 2 or 3x that amount to come up with the amount of balloons that we need to sell a month, depending on how you have your pricing structure. All right. And now we cut that down by 4. And now we know how many balloons we need to sell a month. And then some people say, well, Joette, I'm not totally motivated by money. I mean, I know there's a certain amount of income I need to make, but there's something else. There's something more about me having a balloon business. So then let's talk about that. If the reason you have a balloon business is that you want to have time freedom to spend with your friends and your family around your schedule and not a boss's schedule, then you can plan out a schedule that you want. But let's be realistic. As a balloon business owner, and especially if you're a new startup, it's not as easy as it looks for the people who've been around for 20 years and have staff that can fill in for them and do events on the weekends or evenings. When I started in the balloon industry, I thought I was going to be the perfect at-home mom and wife, and that I was going to have dinner on the table for my husband when he came home from work. I was going to have lots of great time with my daughter, who was 4 years old. The reality, I had to put my daughter in daycare so that I could work my business and go do all the deliveries I had for corporate accounts during the middle of the day. I needed her to be in daycare with other people who were paying attention to her and help her learn reading colors so that I could talk to my clients on the phone and give them quotes. So I want you to be realistic about things, is that it's not just going to happen without your work and your action and things. So over time, how things happen may change a little bit. So I went from being that perfect at-home mom to, okay, I'm going to be a mom who shows my daughter that she can do anything she wants and can build anything she wants, right? And then I had to put a vision in that I wanted my family to be able to travel. I wanted to have the money to be able to do renovations on our home, to be able to have vehicles that are dependable. And I had to have that vision of, why am I doing this business? And the number one thing for me was I wanted to work in a job that I was passionate about, that I could feel good about when I woke up in the morning, and that I knew I was spreading joy to the world rather than working in a job 9 to 5 that I did not like. Okay. So I had to get real clear on that. So doing a vision board is a way to take your written goals and put them into a graphic so that you, as a balloon professional, often being a creative person, can actually see those goals to focus on every single day. Number 3 is about seeking out training or support to improve your skills or self-confidence. If you are a person that you know that you suffer with attention deficit disorder or ADHD, if you know that you have a thing where you cannot focus on something for a very long period of time, and that's a roadblock that kind of happens for you, that when you go to try to accomplish something, you get stumbled up. Well, there are things that you can do to help you complete a task. You can break things down in small segments that you're able to pay attention to. And instead of expecting yourself to focus on something for an hour, focus on for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. If you are a person who has mental health issues where you're depressed or you have anxiety, those are things that you can go seek out a professional for to help you work through those situations, to build up ways to handle those situations. If it's that, Joette, I don't think my balloons are good enough, well, then purchase Mastermind or any other training online or hands-on and go and work with the balloons. The more you work with the balloons and build the balloons, the better you're going to get at it. And then when you go to deliver them to people and you get that, wow, this is amazing, we've never seen anything like this, you're going to become more confident and feel better about things. If you struggle in being a business owner and feel like people in your area shun you because you do balloons and you're not some other kind of typical business, well, then join SCORE. So I'm going to type this into the chat for those people who are on live with us right now. I'm going to go to everyone in the meeting and I'm going to type in the word SCORE.org. SCORE.org. SCORE.org is an organization that you can go to online, and you can typically find people within your area that will be mentors for you in business. Also, they have free or low cost education on marketing, business plans, working with websites, and so much more. I offer all of that information in BalloonCoach.com at Mastermind Program. Also, if you want to have balloon specific, but I encourage you that if confidence and marketing to people in your area is an area you struggle in, then I want you to get connected in at least one organization or group within your community so that you can be building real relationships with other humans in the area that you want to serve. So, part of this process of getting out of your own way is to admit when you need help. For some reason, as human beings, we think that we're supposed to be perfect and all knowledgeable, but we're not. If tomorrow I decided that I wanted to be a dentist, I would go to dental school. If I wanted to be a baker, I would go to some type of baking school. If I wanted to be a caterer, I would go to some kind of school for culinary to understand about all the different dishes and heats and all of that kind of stuff. So sometimes we forget that because it's balloons and it may come naturally to us and it's fun and we can see something on YouTube, going and getting real training through online or in-person hands-on training with another balloon professional who's gone before you is going to allow you to go quicker and faster. So again, I'm letting you know you can either go locally or you can go online or in person to training that's just about business or also about the balloon business to help you increase that confidence in your skills. And that then allows you to go do the thing you fear. All right. So if you're a person that's always had a fear of doing a balloon drop, up here on the top, that's a balloon drop being installed in Orlando at Disney Springs Holiday in Orlando at Balloon Boss Summit. We'll be doing that again in November. So if you're one of those people that are like, man, I've always wanted to do a balloon drop and I think it'll be really cool for New Year's Eve, but I get nervous, well, then come do it with us in person. Or if you're not able to join us in Orlando, join us in Mastermind, where we have training where I've showed you how to set up a small net in your living room to be able to pull it and practice it. And then Chris Potts has shown you the way to go rig it in big venues. That training is there for you. And what I have found is that balloon drops is often one of those areas that balloon professionals get stuck in because, like, oh no, what happens if it doesn't work? Then you give the people their money back. No harm, no foul, right? But there are ways to make sure that it doesn't fail. And that is go through the training, practice it in your home or practice it at a school or some community center that you have the ability to go into and practice it, or come to our training, come to my warehouse in Orlando, here in Lakeland, Florida, and practice it with us here at Summit. Practice that skill, see how easily that net flows and how it's an amazing magical experience. And now you can make more money because you can offer a special effect. On the left-hand side is me standing at a bridal fair. When I first started in the balloon industry, something that I really feared was having to go to networking events and especially going to exhibits like bridal fairs because you're dealing with a bunch of really cute, beautiful people, and I'm overweight and I'm not quite young anymore. And I had a fear of being in public and that my clothing might not be stylish enough or my makeup might not just be right. Tonight, I'm going without makeup. I'm doing it progress over perfection and not worrying about the makeup tonight. But I had to work through a lot of things to feel confident walking into a networking group or to be at a bridal booth. I had to work through things where I actually went and I got training on how to do my makeup right because for years I hadn't worn makeup through college and outdoor education. And then I like to wear t-shirts and shorts. So I had to go to the store and buy some nice shoes and pants and blouses and jewelry. But what I did is I prepared. So now when I walk into that room with that networking event where everybody else looks great or at that bridal fair, I feel confident in the way that I look and the way I was dressed. And then I was very confident in the balloons and the decor that we were presenting because I went to training that taught me how to make those designs. And then I hung out with other balloon professionals who were having success. And that gave me the confidence to go out and do the same thing they were doing. So I went out and I did the thing. All right. So right now, I want you to chat in the box for me. What is one thing that you have been putting off that now, after hearing these steps, that you think you might be able to go out and give a try, or that you want some extra support and training in to be able to go out and try? So tell me in the chat one thing that you think you might be able to go give a try that you've been putting off? And it could be a type of balloon work, it could be going out and networking, it could be increasing your prices. What's something that you feel like maybe with a little bit of extra support, you'll be able to go out and do when I give you a few more steps? All right. So when you go out and do that thing that you've been fearing to do and you actually do it, what you're going to do then is you're going to evaluate how it went, learn from the experience, and do the process again. Let me say that one more time. You're going to evaluate how it went. You're going to learn from the experience and do the process again. The number one thing with being a business owner is that sometimes we're looking for that magic bullet, that special thing that we can do that's going to make life easy. Well, the bottom line is in the balloon industry and in almost every small business, the steps are the same. We have to set a goal, we have to break that down into action steps. We got to be really clear on what our vision is for our business. And then we just have to get the training we need to go out and do it and get the courage. And then when we go out and do it, you know what? We're going to fail sometimes. Sometimes we're going to fall flat on our face. So I'm going to give you an example. When I bought my business, the previous owner had a list of bar and bat mitzvahs that were already on the books because we have a temple here in Lakeland, Florida. And I am Christian. So I don't know a lot about the Jewish traditions and cultures other than I had been to one Jewish wedding when my brother in law got married to his Jewish wife. But outside of that, I knew nothing about the Jewish faith or what bar and bat mitzvahs were all about. So I had to get some information. I had to ask the previous owner about what they were, what the traditions were. I had to get a book and read a little bit of that. I asked my sister-in-law to give me some information about her mitzvah and what I should expect, right? And so bar and bat mitzvah is something that the family save for all their life for this child to have this very special event and marking them becoming an adult. And one of the years, the theme was Monopoly. And you know what? Here was my failure. Here was the thing that I messed up on. I messed up and I didn't. Sorry, guys. So then what happened was I did not provide one of the items that I had on the list that they had purchased because I had overpromised and didn't do some of the things ahead of time that I should. And you know what? I gave a refund to that person for that piece that I did not complete. But you know what? They loved the event. They came in and were shocked with how beautiful the space was. And a couple of years later, I did the other son's mitzvah. So even though I made a mistake, I was able to continue having that client because I owned my mistake and I said, you know what? I'm sorry. I ran out of time. This piece didn't happen to you. Here's this money back. And then I gave them an extra service, which was at the end. They had not thought about who was going to take all this extra stuff home, all their gifts and all those things. So I was able to use my trailer to do that. So I gave them an extra value and extra service. And then they still hired me then for that next person's event. So yes, I did make a mistake, but I learned from it. And in the future, I built more things ahead of time in my warehouse to take in the trailer to an event. I made sure that I had extra time at the venue and that I had extra staff to be able to get things done. So I want to let you know that there's some training that I've done through John Maxwell and his speaking program. And one of the things that I loved that he talked about at one of his events was that so many people are afraid of failure because they think it's the opposite of success. And actually, it's not. Failure is just a way for you to fall forward, learn from what you just did, and then when you evaluate it, Write down what you've learned, like, hey, reminder to self, when you promise this, this, and this, it takes this much time, right? Use that as a learning experience. Now you can then move forward with confidence that you're going to do better next time. And so he says the path to success is not a destination. Success is not a destination, but success is a journey. And that during that journey, we are going to face roadblocks. We are going to have stumbling blocks. But the key is for us to stand back up when we fall, to learn from that, and to keep moving forward. All right. So, are you guys with me? 5 steps: acknowledge, focus on the end result, seek out training or support, do the thing you fear, do the thing you fear, and then evaluate how it went, learn from it, and then do it again. And the more you do things, the better and more confident you're going to get at it. Okay. So don't let fear of not, don't let the fear of no frighten you for going for a yes. So many times I hear people say, well, Joette, I don't want to call this school and ask them if I can do their homecoming dance because I'm afraid they'll say no. I'm like, well, you know what? If you don't ask, the answer is always no. So think about it, that every time you hear the word no, it just puts you that much closer to hearing the yes. And if you didn't ask, then the answer is always no. So learn from the experience, see what you stumbled on, gain some more confidence, and then call the next person. Ask the next person for the sale. Be strong, be beautiful, be you, and go out and after the goals that you want. And through this process, you've got to engage with other people. When you surround yourself with other people who are successful and going after their dreams, it ignites your passion and your momentum to move forward. They say that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And that is why I love hanging out with my balloon tribe that I met at balloon conferences over a decade ago. And I spend twice a month with them. That's why I started Balloon Boss Mastermind, is to give you a place with other balloon professionals, from people who are brand new to people who have been in the industry 50 years, for you just to hang out and go through life together and ask questions when you need them without being judged, and get the help that you need to keep moving forward. Because sometimes we just need to hear you can do it. We just need a pat on the back for congratulations, way to go. Keep going, you got this. And when you engage with those people, whether it's training or other people like you, the confetti is going to fall and the good feelings are going to happen. All right. So this is a picture of Victoria. She's one of my mastermind members and past alumni of Balloon Boss Summit. And this year she's going to be one of our teachers at Summit, talking about engaging in your community and grassroots marketing. And one of the things that she and I both talk about a lot of time is that people do business with those that they know, like, and trust. And so as you're facing your fears and as you're going through all these things that are in your head, when you get active in the community where you want to work, whether it's through American Businesswomen's Association, National Association of Women Business Owners, Meeting Planners International, or any other service organization, chamber, whatever you choose, when you decide to step into your community, become a leader, maybe serve on a committee, people get to know you, like you, and trust you, and you get to build your leadership skills and your business skills along the journey. Sorry, I pushed the wrong button. So I just want to encourage you, this top picture in the left, that's me at American Businesswomen's Association. And that was a group that I got involved in many, many years ago. And through my involvement, I served on their board. I went to some of their statewide conventions to learn more about leadership and business. Every month, I got to learn something from a speaker that was there. Over time, I became a speaker at the event about talking about how to network, how to do your 30-second pitch, and how to build authentic relationships that lead to sales. And that group allowed me to build my confidence as a business owner and feel like I was a true part of our community and giving something back. And because of being in that group, I had set a goal with my tribe. We talked about, like, what's your next goal? And I said, my next goal is to land a $10,000 event. And you know what? By networking in ABWA, I had somebody approach me and say, "Hey, Joette, I'm in charge of a 100th year anniversary for some orange groves. Do you feel confident that you could handle a $10,000 decor budget to help us do this at this brand new center that's opening? I'll need you to come and do a hard hat tour and check out the facility with me to kind of give me your ideas. What do you think?" And I'm like, "Yes." And then I'm like, "How am I going to do this?" And then I took what I needed to do and I talked to my friends in the balloon industry, and I was able to develop a plan and confidently execute that $10,000 event. And then I was able to contract other $10,000 events in the future because I gained that confidence through that networking where I stepped out in fear, walked into a room of people that I didn't know, and I built real relationships over time because people do business with those they know, like, and trust. So, that, my friends, is the end of the official presentation. What I'd like you to do is, for those of you who are on live with me, ask me a question in the chat right now that's directly related to taking one of those steps or another area that you have fear in. And then what I will do is then turn off the recording in just a second. And as a thank you for all of you who are on live with me, we will have question and answer outside of what we're talking about, or it could be this dive in deeper when you feel comfortable not being on the recording. So one of the steps that someone said that they're going to be able to do now is increase their prices with their website and put systems in place. I love that. Some other folks are saying that they're going to be able to go do some more decorating. They've never done an arch before. If you need help with those things, in Balloon Boss Mastermind, we have balloon training on how to make, market, and sell balloons. So we have the training on how to do the supports for indoors or outdoors for arches, whether you're working with foils or latex, what base plates are best to use, which poles are great to use. And then I do group coaching where I help you through that. And as part of my birthday gift to the industry this month is in Balloon Boss Mastermind, we're also having a boot camp that is starting next week on decor on Tuesday that are helping go through those different pieces of decor and answer people's questions live. Another person said that they're going to be able to go out and do networking and live training. I love it. Another person said they're going to send out emails, follow up on email lists that they've received from networking events. Awesome. Networking's another person. Networking, yay. Another one, business visits. Another person's pitch to local businesses. Another person needing a website. I love it, guys. This is great. And then Angela's saying that she was so lucky to connect with Victoria West and take some classes with her. She is mentoring me and has made a huge difference in starting my business. Yes, Victoria is an amazing person. I can't wait for her to teach for us this year at Summit. She did a webinar just about a month ago for us that replays in our Balloon Boss Mastermind program. And that's the thing, guys. There are hundreds of mentors in the balloon industry around the world. And I was excited because as BalloonCoach.com, I've had over 40 people speak in our webinars. All of that is in our mastermind program where you can go back and listen to those past folks sharing their tips and tricks, what worked really well for them, what didn't, to help save you time and money in the process learning from somebody else. And so I'm so glad that you had that experience, that you reached out to another person and went and got mentoring from them. That is awesome. So guys, the last thing that I want to do real quick before we end tonight is I want to make sure you guys know where to go for help when you need it. And that is BalloonCoach.com. So like I said, we've been around for 7 years. I know there's a ton of training out there. Over COVID, there has been a ton of people come into the balloon educating. The thing is, it's a little bit different about mine, is this is what I do full time. All right. I'm still connected with Party People, the company that I sold, as far as helping them out. Once a month, I go and market for them at one of our local networking events. And I stayed active in that throughout COVID. And then I'd help them open up a storefront, which now due to COVID decided to close down and they just work from the warehouse. But I still have great relationships with this team there and promote their company. But I get to spend the majority of my day coaching online, on the phone, in Zooms, and helping people take the next step in their business. So if you've not gone to BalloonCoach.com, I encourage you to go check it out. Click out Mastermind because that is our monthly program that can help you take the next step in growing your business. One of the biggest myths is people thought that you had to sign up for a year. It's not a contract, it's a monthly. So when you sign up today, you're with us for 30 days, and then a month from now, you get charged again if you stay in the program. But if you're like, ooh, I don't think this is the right fit for me, then you just go in and cancel it. Just 1 month at $97. Grab the editable templates that you want, grab the scripts you need, come to some of our live training, get the piece that you need, and then go. But if you find out that you absolutely love our support, like so many people do, you can stay with us for years. I have some people who've been with me since 2015. So there's videos here, information about it. You can check it out. And then the last thing I want you to know is, as I record this on September 1st, 2022, we have 9 seats left for Balloon Boss Summit. It is coming up in Orlando, November 6th through the 10th. And I would love for you to join us, because at this event, it's roundtable conversations. I've picked 25 amazing instructors and mentors that are known for wanting to give back to other people, that they sit at the table with you and learn side by side with you while somebody's up on the stage. So while Scott De Lorenzo of Balloons by Tommy, being sponsored by Brody's this year, is standing on stage talking about leadership development and how to build a team with your company to be able to get through the hard times, while he's up there, Chris Potts or Marlene Potts or Holland or Dory, Sarah Meyer with the Bright Balloon podcast, one of those folks are sitting next to you in class, learning right side by side with you. And then at lunch every day, we have a networking lunch where you get to go hang out with another instructor that you want. It's an amazing program. I encourage you to check it out. And then on the 10th of November, if you have all your stuff turned in for your CBA exam by October 10th, you can take your CBA exam there. And then our bonus day that day has some collaboration groups, some more hands-on balloon stuff, and a lot of fun. So guys, I wanted to make sure that you know how to hang out with me. If you would like more hands-on training or in-person training, online or in person. The other thing that I wanted to show you at the Balloon Boss Mastermind part is there's a thing right here that says set up a 10-minute Q&A call. If you have a specific question like, hey, Joette, I'm not sure which one of these trainings works for me, or hey, Joette, here's an obstacle I'm facing, then go on here, log in, and schedule a time to come talk with me. I'd be glad to hang out with you. All right. So guys, thank you for being on today. I can't wait to hear more about the obstacles that you're going to overcome because you have taken a step forward. I'm going to double check one more time to see if there's any questions you guys want me to answer right now. Will your mastermind summit have a virtual option? So, great question. Balloon Boss Summit doesn't have a live virtual option. I tried it last year and it was really difficult with the tech to be able to pull it off for just a small amount of people. So what we do is we record the main 16 classes from stage, and after the event, as a person who purchases Summit, we'll send you a t-shirt in the mail, the goodie bag, the full color workbook, and then within 30 days after the event, you'll get the access to all of the recording from Balloon Boss Summit of those main 16 classes. And then you will also get access to all the professional photography that's taken during the event for you to use in your markets. It's the exact same ticket as the ticket that you pay to come to the event. And the reason I do that is because you then save, because you don't have to pay for hotel, you don't have to pay for travel. So you're still getting a better deal than the people who are coming in person and have all those extra expenses. And then another person says, do you have Balloon Boss training? Does Balloon Boss have a lot of online training? I'm unable to travel right now. Yeah. So I'll show you guys that real quick. Great question. So at BalloonCoach.com, our mastermind program, I honestly think is one of the most well-kept secrets. Not that I want it to be a secret, but what I have found is many of my members who've had great success, they're like, Joette, we want to keep you in my pocket. I don't want anybody else in my area to know about you because you're really helping me out. And I said, but what happens if everybody around you knows how to price correctly, and now you're not having to worry about price shoppers because you're all at the profitable level? And they're like, oh, okay. So I want to just show you right now, if you go into our mastermind program, you get immediate access to Start Here that talks to you about goal setting. Then in our master class, I have 9 key steps that help people out. Having your SMART goals set up, how to edit Canva templates to be able to make your pricing guides, how to edit a newsletter and send it out, a referral partner script where you can actually, oh, and am I sharing my screen with you guys right now? Haha, somebody didn't tell me I'm not sharing screen. All right, share screen. All right, here we go. So at BalloonCoach.com, when you're in the master class, you can go through any of these classes like the referral partner script and download what to say to get people to be referral partners, how to overcome price objections, how to make pop drops, balloon drops, air-filled centerpiece with lighting, and then excellent customer service. And that's just part one. That's just the masterclass series. And as you go through it, you check that you've done it. We then have our Thrive Guide, our quote to cash on how to get more people to give you money after you give them a quote. We have all the repeats of our marketing and retail shop talk classes, all of our balloon tips and tricks on balloon drops, working in the pool. So I'll just show you that real quick. So like here, helium balloons. So if you're like, hey, I'm just starting out with helium balloons, I'm not really sure. This gives you information on working with helium, doing the string or pearl arch, and then also on the foils. And I'm actually showing you how to do it. So it's right there for you. Then let's say, hey, Joette, I really need to know how to do outdoor balloons. I'm not really sure, how to do things in the pool. I've been meaning to figure that out. All right, there you go. Here's the pool decor. And right there in the video, after he shows you his skiing trip with his family, he shows you how to put the pools in the balloons. So I'll just click through this real quick just so you see that I'm really talking about balloons in a pool. All right. So you get to watch the video, and then most of our classes have notes that you can then download to help you out. So again, you can stay in Mastermind for a month, or you can stay in for years because we have 7 years worth of information in this program. And then in addition, for those of you who said that you have problems with pricing, our pricing templates are set up where you can download building blocks. And the building blocks are the colors of the balloons and the curly cues and the foil numbers and things like that. And then you can take any of our, I'm trying to find our homecoming one. You can take any of the templates that we have, put in the colors that you need, and then make it your own, put your logo on and send it out. So these were created by Liz Romani from Valley Party Supply, and the pricing is based on her pricing in Vincennes, Indiana. And then there's some that I have created, and then I've adjusted the prices, or sometimes some of our other members will make them and share them out too. But now you can take this and change the colors to it, change the design, take the football player out, put a girl there, whatever you want. But it gives you those templates that you can go out right now to those homecoming dances and to those schools, to those corporate clients, and say, hey, this is what we can do with balloons. And every single month, you get access to a new template in addition to all the ones that have been there in the past. I know people that pay $25 to $50 for one template, and you have access to over 30 of them for just $97. So I hope that helps you guys see that the Balloon Boss Mastermind program is not just one thing. It's a lot. And we have 3 live classes a month. Plus, for the month of September, we have bonus classes, and we're starting our balloon boot camp on the 6th, where we're talking about framing. Then we're going to be talking about how to recreate a design that you see online. Then we're going to go in and we're going to talk about how to design a space for an event. Like if somebody says, I need you to do prom, how do you decide what you're going to tell them you want to do? Then we're going to do creating and rigging organics indoors and outdoors. Then we're going to talk more about foils and latex using the right adhesives. Then we're going to be how to choose the right inflators. And then my final bonus of the boot camp is special effects, balloon drops, and pop drops. And so during all those classes, you can join me live with your balloons, practice things, show me things, pictures, screen share, problems you've had in the past, and we'll walk through that. But like I said, for the month of September, I am doing some free webinars. And then the next free one that I have coming up is on September 7th at noon. Share your pricing with confidence to gain more sales. So if you're not in Mastermind yet and you're just sticking around for the free, you can join me on Wednesday, September 7th at noon for Share Your Pricing with Confidence to gain more sales. And I'm going to show you those tools to be able to land more balloon jobs. All right, so here we go. So guys, if you are watching this as a replay, you can always email me, Joette at BalloonCoach.com, and I'll be glad to have a one-to-one Zoom or phone call with you. And then somebody told me, sold, I just signed up for Mastermind. Awesome. After you sign up for Mastermind, I will make sure you get into our Mastermind Facebook groups that are just for our members and make sure you know how things go. And then I'll give you your own personal tour of the area. Welcome to Mastermind. Glad to have you. And then, yes, helping with employee procedures. I do have documents to show you guys how to write down your recipes for your staff. And we have several trainings that talked about how to hire folks and tips in working with employees and procedures to put in place with them. So yes, that is something that we work on too. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes for my birthday tomorrow. I appreciate it. And the biggest thing is the birthday for Balloon Boss Mastermind is I am so honored to be serving our industry for so long. It's been a blast, and I enjoy to continue working in our industry for a long time, as long as you all have me. I love being able to be your partner in success and share in the wins and cheer you along the way, give you tips and hints from my experience since 2003, plus the wonderful tools into the trade that I've learned from over 40 amazing industry leaders in our program, plus the hundreds of other balloon professionals I've learned from over the years since I've invested in going to training since 2003. So, guys, what I'm going to do for those of you who are watching the replay, again, email me at joette@ballooncoach.com if you have any questions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording at this point, and that allows for the people who are on live with me to go ahead and open up their mics and ask me other questions, feeling comfortable that nobody else will know about it other than the people who are on live with me. So, guys, do one thing today your future self will thank you for. Write down those obstacles that are in your way, make a plan, and go for it. And when you need help and support, come to ballooncoach.com. We'd love to help you out. Take action and thrive.